Firefighters battle another night of Russian bombardment in the Ukrainian port city of Odessa in the south, and in Zaporizhia to the east. At least 2 people were killed, an 18-year-old girl and a boy, following a massive drone attack in a residential neighbourhood that left burnt-out cars and an apartment block badly damaged. And this was a main power station in Kyiv that used to provide heat to more than 500,000 people, until Russian missiles destroyed it. Yet more deliberate attacks on civilian infrastructure, leaving more than 1,000 buildings without heat.
This was done on the coldest night in Kyiv, with temperatures reaching minus 26 degrees Celsius. The station is now almost completely destroyed. All this indicates that Russian terrorists are using the extremely cold weather as a weapon against the population.
President Trump had asked Russia's President Putin to pause attacks as a fierce cold gripped Ukraine, but a supposed week-long reprieve lasted just 4 days. Not the ideal backdrop for peace negotiations today, as Russian officials sat down in Abu Dhabi opposite their Ukrainian counterparts in the second round of talks brokered by the US. Ahead of the meeting, a spokesman for Ukraine's foreign ministry had this to say.
Peace talks should be conducted in a de-escalated atmosphere, with both sides taking steps that demonstrate their serious commitment to ending the war and prioritizing diplomacy. When one side carries out such massive shelling, targeting civilians, heating and energy facilities, it hinders the diplomatic process.
Later, Ukraine's top negotiator said the meeting had been substantive and productive, though any breakthrough remains elusive. From diplomatic impasse to political scandal, after the Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said he'd launched an investigation into potential links between Russian intelligence and the procurement of women and children by the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The latest release of documents in the US has revealed Epstein's close ties to Russian officials. He even bragged of his friend of Putin, a man likely to be Sergei Belyakov, a Russian Secret Service operative and a former deputy minister for economic development. In 2015, "I need a favor," wrote Epstein to Belyakov. "There is a Russian girl from Moscow. She is attempting to blackmail a group of powerful businessmen in New York. It is bad for business." The reply: "An effort to contact her has been made. Denial of access to the US would be a great threat to her business." A glimpse into the web of international friendships and relationships that enabled the paedophile to operate and are now fuel to the rumours that Epstein may even have been an agent working for Moscow.
Well, earlier I spoke to the Russian ambassador to the UK, Andrei Kelin, and I started by asking him whether the peace negotiations in Abu Dhabi still matter.
Of course they do. Anyway, without talking to each other, perhaps with participation of Americans or without participation, we need to work out many details on the subject.
When we spoke in December, you said Russia's position was that Ukraine can surrender. It sounds like that's changed. You're prepared for a compromise.
No, I don't think so. Our position has not changed. It has been laid out by the president, and we have not changed. I said that I'm not aware of all the details. That is true, because this is being discussed on the very high level of administration over there, and it is not through the newspapers or through the open sources that we should discuss the details.
Right, so when Trump says a deal is close, is that true, or is that just Trump?
What do you mean? Is it just Trump? He believes, well, it's a thinking process of the American president, what we see. If he believes it, that the deal is closer, then perhaps...
He tries to make a reality.
It is his approach it is his vision of the situation.
Are you hopeful?
Well, I'm hopeful that sooner or later it should be changed, but it will not be on conditions that are being proposed and pushed by Ukraine.
The coalition of the willing, as they call themselves, seem very sure that they can send peacekeeping troops into Ukraine. You always said that was unacceptable. Is it still unacceptable?
Yes, it is. It is still unacceptable. I can only say that it has not been discussed with us at all.
So the idea of British or French or German troops in Ukraine...
It is dead.
It's dead. In the last few days, Russia has attacked civilian targets and energy infrastructure. and has announced that it has attacked energy infrastructure. Why are you attacking energy in the deepest part of winter, when people can freeze to death?
About a year ago, we refrained totally from attacking energy infrastructure of Ukraine. But differently, Ukraine has successfully targeted several refineries, oil production facilities across Russia. After a conversation with President Trump, President Putin said we are prepared to have a 1 month pause on attacking each other energy infrastructure. And we did so. Differently, Ukraine continued to strike our refineries, so now this is our answer.
This is retaliation?
In some way.
As you know, Britain and America are both gripped and perhaps obsessed by the Epstein files. The Epstein files mention Vladimir Putin many times, and it is suggested that Epstein was trying to meet the president. Do you know if he ever met Vladimir Putin?
I know that my president is a very serious personality, and he will never be involved in any kind of this kind of a tricky thing. So it is absolute nonsense.
But there were clearly many Russian people, many Russian women, who may have been victims of Epstein, may have been trafficked by Epstein.
I have heard about one only. I read in your newspapers.
But are you worried?
She still refused.
What I mean is, are you worried that Russian people, Russian women, were perhaps exploited by Epstein in this, well, what was effectively a Western grooming gang?
Personally, I'm not. I have no idea how it works. I have seen that there is a big scandal here in Britain, of course, which is developing, which once again has seen what kind of democracy is here in London, and the influential people, maybe they are involved now, right now, in a big scandal over here. As for the Russian factor, nothing to say.
Was Epstein a Russian agent of some kind?
Oh, you have Russian agents around the corner here in Germany or here in Great Britain. You are trying to find them. This is one of the best.
Are you sure he wasn't?
This is one of the mostly discussed topic in the United Kingdom. Finding another Russian spy.
But are you sure he wasn't a Russian asset?
I have no simply. I don't believe that.
But perhaps you benefit.
Why?
So
we are serious people. Political scandals, it is not in us.
Ambassador, thank you very much.
Thank you, too.